Welcome everyone to the Money Energetics Masterclass. My name is Todd. Thank you so much for joining me today on this money journey. I hope that you guys are feeling really excited and happy to be here, willing to open your minds and learn about how we can apply the energy of money and what that means living in this world, in the 3D plane, the physical, also the energetic plane as well, and how we can apply all of the concepts of our reality to our everyday lives to bring in more abundance and to attract more money and more wealth into our lives and our businesses, our communities, our families. There's just literally no end to the impact that can be created. So let's get into it, shall we? All right. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Todd, and I am the founder and tax boss of Balanced Tax Accountants. We are an online accounting firm based in Perth, Western Australia, and we serve creatives and entrepreneurs in showing up for their business money to use it for its highest purpose. Also, sorry, if I pause for a second, it's because I'm letting more people in. We also offer full service accounting, tax done for you tax services. So through that vehicle, I've been able to serve over 3,000 small businesses across the last 7 years of business. And so that has been an absolute pleasure and honor. And in this journey, in those conversations I've had with clients and with entrepreneurs, it has just really opened my mind and my understanding to want to share all of the learnings and experiences of especially wealthy business owners with everyone. So you can take the best of the best and put it into your own business and into your own life. I also have 3 other successful businesses with my partner and things like that. So I am a little bit of an entrepreneur, don't just do tax accounting. And also, keynote speaker and presenter on all things business money. And what I'm known for is really taking, I guess, the woo-woo or the spiritual or the energetic aspects of money and combining them with the practical application, the mechanics of how you can manage your business money to make it amplify and you can best show up. So thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. So why do we want to study the energy of money? Why should we give any attention or focus to this situation? So money is a resource, and when it's in the hands of conscious people, it will be circulated back into the community. And because the intentions of the people who have it, who are conscious, have a higher level of consciousness that want to show up and better their communities, better their families, when the wealth is cycled back into the community as part of the flow of money, then it's going to bring impact that even as one person can make such a difference. And it's more about the flow-on effects of having wealth and money in the hands of conscious people who want to create impact, okay? So we want to study the energy of money because we want to be able to show up for our money the best we possibly can, for our businesses the best we possibly can. And so our impact can transform our clients and our customers and our families and our communities' lives. So basically, the thing to know is that everyone is starting from the same place. No one was born knowing this stuff. Anyone can learn. We are all here to learn together. So this is a very non-judgmental space. I know that conversations around money and wealth can bring up a lot of feelings and emotions and energies inside of us. And so I just want everyone here to know that this is an absolute safe space full of no judgment, and we're all here to learn. And how else can we make our lives better? So we live in both the physical plane and the energetic plane. So the physical plane is the 3D world that we can see, touch, feel. But then we are also energetic beings, okay? We are energetic beings because if you go back to science, we are nothing more than a bunch of atoms that are vibrating together to form a solid state of our bodies. Even if you look around you in the room, if you see a desk in front of you or a computer in front of you or your phone in front of you, these are all every piece of matter is full of vibrating atoms. And basically that is the 3D manifestation of the energetic plane that exists. And so understanding the full realm of the world that we live in will enable us to apply all the principles of those realms into how we can level up and change our vibration to be an energetic match to whatever it is that we want. So that is the journey that we are on today. You are actually a co-creator in the manifestation process. And so the universe wants to partner with you. Now, I refer to it as the universe. You may have another word. It may be God, it may be Buddha, it may be source, it may be whatever it is that you call a higher being or a higher power. I'll refer to it as the universe, is your co-creator in this life. So we are energetic beings that have been brought here to have a human experience. And if we understand how our worlds operate, then we can use that knowledge to co-create the life that we truly desire. And so that is why we are here. So if you are sitting here desiring abundance, desiring wealth, it means that you are actually meant to have it in the first place. And anything that is out of alignment with whatever it is that you desire, anything that is out of alignment, it's going to feel draining to your energy. Okay. So if money or wealth is a topic that lights you up, that you get excited about, that you want more of, that is a sign that you are meant to be wealthy and you are meant to have abundance in your life. Okay. So you are definitely in the right place today. So what does all of that have to do with me, Diana? Well, it's actually not just about us wanting to be wealthy, to accumulate money, to accumulate investments. It's not just about that. I dare say that everyone who is included in this conversation and watching this is someone who wants to do impact and create impact that's outside of their own reach themselves, that has good intentions towards society, that wants to give back. And so it really is about the flow-on effect of one person being wealthy and the impact and influence that will have on their families and in turn their businesses and their communities. Money in the hands of conscious humans will be recirculated to better the world. It is such a powerful topic. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it, sharing with you now. And we are here to abundantly enjoy the human experience. So abundance is actually your birthright. Remember, you are an energetic being that has decided to come and have a human experience. And so abundance is part of your birthright. Because you were born, you are worthy. Because you are born, you are capable. You just need to learn how the mechanics of money works, the energy behind money, and how to apply that in action in everyday life. And I'm telling you, once you start on this journey, your business bank account, your investments, your mentality around money, it's never going to be the same. So I'm really excited for you to take this journey with me. This is a journey that I started myself about 10 years ago. And it started from when I started to notice that I was surrounded in a corporate environment, and there were definitely more senior people who had more money than me. And I thought to myself, what is the difference between me and them? Because what is it that they know that allowed them to get what it is that they have today? I want that. And it's okay for you to want things that other people have. It actually is confirmation that you desire to have that yourself. And the fact that you are even seeing it in your life, witnessing it, that someone else has it, means that it's possible for you, because you are already a vibrational match to what it is that you desire, because you're seeing it show up for other people. And the law of oneness, we're going to talk about universal laws in a second, is what is possible for one is possible for all. And this is just the questions that I started asking myself about 10 years ago when I went on this journey. And I'm telling you, my life has never been the same since. And now I'm such a believer in it. And I've seen it actually affect my life and other people's lives around me that I can't help but share. I want everyone to know this. So the more that you receive, the more you can give. So if you find that you are when you're thinking about wealth and you're thinking about building a good business, a wealthy business, and you find that, it doesn't really feel good for me to want to have more. Do you know why that is? It's because society has conditioned you to say that there's limits above how much you can have. And these are all, we're going to get into that in a hot second as well. But just to be aware, we're going to go on a big awareness journey today. So the more that you receive, the more you can give. If you thought about, okay, let's say that I gave you $100,000 today, just passed it along to you, right? It's yours. You can do whatever it is that you want with it. What would you do? Take a second to think about it. Would you go and buy yourself a nice car? Would you donate it to charity? Would you use it to pay down debt? Would you invest it in your business so that way you can grow it to reach more customers, serve more people? What is it that you would do if you were given $100,000 today? Now, I dare say that whatever it is that you came up with was probably had something to do with creating social impact and change bigger than yourself. Like, sure, treat yourself. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But all of us that are sitting in this conversation today, we want to give back. We want to give back to our societies. And so whether that's through our energy or whether that's through donations, whatever it is, whatever you decide to do with the money, it's all okay. It's more of, I just want to show you that actually having money in your hands can be such a good thing. And so the more you receive, the more you can give. So we're on this journey of unlearning this conditioning that society has given us through our lived experience, maybe our cultures or our families, our ancestors, the energies that have been passed down through our bloodlines, and just unlearning all of the societal conditioning that we have been subjected to and taken to believe is our truth up until this point, and relearning what it is to show up for your money and to build wealth. So that is the journey that we're on. And whether or not you are aware and you are actually a very powerful manifester. So you have been manifesting since the day that you were born. And that is because you have created the life and the business and the situation that you are in now. Now, whether or not that situation, how you feel about it, whether it's where you want to be, whether you want more, whatever the feelings are towards it, the fact is that you have all of the beliefs and all of the actions you have taken up until this point in life has landed you right where you are now. And where you are now is 100% okay. Even if it's not where you want to be, that is completely okay. So if you want to change it, then we are going to give you the tools that you need to take it to the next level and to start to shift things in your mindset, in your life, in your wealth journey, so that way you can attract wealth to yourself, to your business, to your family, and then you will be able to give more back. So this is a journey, and no matter what stage of life and business that you are in, there will always be more to learn. So even, I know I've been in my business for nearly 7 years now, and there's still things, money blocks that come up for me. And it's more about noticing when they come up. Is this a belief of mine? Is this really like something that is serving me, this belief? Do I want to carry it forward into my future? Do I want to change it? Do I need to shift it? So this is a journey, and there is no nirvana, if you will. We basically, once you have learned all the lessons in life that you are meant to learn, that you're put here to learn and experience, then your life will be done. So it's really important, because you want to give yourself grace and time to unravel whatever it is that comes up for you as we start this journey together of how we can show up for our business money and undo the societal conditioning and programming that we have accepted up until this point. All right. So let's start out by talking about what is wealth to you. So have a second and think about it. Maybe even write it down if you like. What is wealth to you? Wealth can look like a nice, comfortable home. It can look like a mansion. It can look like waking up and having the freedom to do whatever it is that you want with your day. Wealth can look like being able to take care of your family without having to worry about what you're going to eat. Or where you're going to sleeping in a comfortable home. Having a business where you can choose the customers that you serve and show up for. Choose the customers that you love serving and that absolutely light you up. What is wealth to you? Is it traveling the world? See, we are all here to enjoy the abundance that Earth has to offer. So whatever wealth is to you, think about that, because it's really important with the manifestation process to know the end goal and where you're going, because the fastest way to get to anything or to achieve any goal, to reach anything, is to take a straight line there. And so if we have a goal and can back it up with aligned action, an empowering belief system that believe that we can do it, that empower us, that, we can move through any type of money blocks that would be in our way, then you're going to get there as fast as you possibly can. So what is wealth to you is really important to know. It'll be different for everyone. Wealth begins in the mind. So millions of thoughts come into our mind every day. I know a lot of us have very busy minds. I recently went through some treatment for my migraines, and the neuroscientist told me in part of my treatment that I have a very busy mind. And so I can attest to the fact that there's probably a million thoughts that run through my head in everyday life. But what I want you to know is that you are not your thoughts. Your ego is actually just trying to keep you safe. So these thoughts that come in and that you become aware of, the thoughts come from your unconscious mind. They come into your conscious mind where you're like, oh, I'm having a thought. Let's say, for example, that you're scrolling Instagram and someone posts a trip to Bali. I feel like that is something that is happening more and more these days. So they post a trip to Bali and you think to yourself, oh, I really want that. I wish I could have that. How cool, So your ego is trying to keep you safe. When your thoughts come into your mind, basically, you have this thing called a confirmation bias. So whatever it is that you are seeing, you're going to interpret that based on your beliefs on the inside. So our internal beliefs and our internal mindset is actually reflected and projected onto our world, onto our reality. And so when you see that Instagram post of someone going to Bali and enjoying a holiday, and when you're saying, oh man, I wish I could have that. Oh, but if I did, what would my kids do without their mom for, a week while I went and enjoyed myself on a vacation? The guilt and the shame that could come up from that is your ego trying to keep you safe, because basically we have this thing in our brains called a reticular activating system that filters through all of the thoughts that come into our minds and confirms whether or not we believe it to be true or not, right? And so the way that our mind works is really integral to understanding how to build wealth, because when you become aware of all of these things that are happening on the daily, when you become woke to them or conscious to them, then you can recognize the fact that these feelings or these emotions are coming up for you, and then look into, but why is that? Does that actually align with the identity of a person that would be an energetic match to getting what I want? And so wealth really does begin in the mind. And so what I challenge you to do today is to step up and be the boss of your money journey. In life, I know that we like to bring in consultants or support. I know in business, we talk about building a team. If you're not good at something, outsource it, call in support. But when it comes to your wealth and your money journey, yes, you can call in support, but at the end of the day, the responsibility lies with you. And so I challenge you to step up and just decide and declare whatever it is that you want in terms of money and in terms of wealth in your business, in your life, in your family, and take ownership of your wealth journey and say, you know what? Actually, no one else is coming to save me. Yes, I can call in support. Maybe as an accountant, Diana could show up and help me and give me some tax advice, or give me advice on how, it's the best what is the best use of my expenses or investing in my business? Where should I go first? Professionals, we can show up and give you advice, but at the end of the day, you are the CEO of your business. And so the buck stops with you. And so I challenge you to take on this responsibility and to just step up to the plate, because you can definitely change your business and change your life, change your wealth reality if you're not happy with it. Okay. And the first step is awareness. And the second step is taking radical responsibility. And once you start to do that, even just the mindset shifts behind those actions are going to translate into you really showing up powerfully for your money. So, what is money? So basically, money is energy. Energy is everywhere, like oxygen, right? Think about the things that you're doing subconsciously, like breathing, for example. You're just breathing. You don't actually just go, oh, I better hold my breath because there's not going to be any more oxygen if I don't, if I let go. Or, oh, we're going to run out of oxygen. There's a scarce supply of it. I need to hold my breath and preserve oxygen because there's never going to be enough. No, money is energy, and energy flows. Energy has a limitless supply. And basically money, because it is energy, just like oxygen, it is an unlimited resource. And so when money runs out, what do? They print more money. Money wants to flow freely, just like energy, and it's in constant circulation, right? This circulation of money happening around the world. There's probably trillions and trillions of dollars, like amounts of money that our minds just can't, it's just mind blowing how much is out there. And so having to think about the fact that there might ever be a scarcity when it comes to money is actually a human construct behind money. So just be mindful of that the flow of money is endless. It's an unlimited resource. And there's this in business, this is why there is enough or more than enough success for everyone. And so if you are thinking of starting a business and you see, oh, but there's already your copywriter, for example, I don't know, there's already 1 million copywriters out there. Like, what's going to make it any different for me? There is more than enough success for everyone. Okay. Perfectionism is actually a survival strategy for feeling like you're not enough. So wanting to be perfect in everything you do before you launch it. Like even before I got on this video live, I had moments where I was like, oh, but I'm not perfectly, like, I don't have every perfect thing together. Who am I to show up and speak about this topic? And I had to recognize that and say, you know what, Diana, I am enough. I am more than enough. Actually, if I'm not going to do it, then who's going to do it? The change today is going to begin with me. And so that is just a choice that I made. I feel led to show up and share these things. And so I'm going for it. So money is a tool. This is where money is actually a neutral source of energy. I know that there can be a lot of meanings that we assign to money, or charges, if you will, like positive or negative, but really money by itself is a neutral source of energy. So as an example, we could say that money is a tool. So one of the tools that we might use in our everyday lives is a knife, right? Like a kitchen knife. You can either take a knife and use it to cook a beautiful meal for your family, right? So that's something that's good. Or you could take the knife and use it to let's see, take the knife, use it as a beautiful tool. Or you could take the knife to, this is a bit dark, but go out there and stab someone, right? The knife is not bad. The knife is not the one that committed the crime, right? It's the energy that was put behind it, or the human energy that was put behind the knife. So the knife in and of itself is not bad, okay? The knife, it's more about the energy and the intention that is put behind the tool, that is put behind money, okay? And that is why when someone who has good intentions shows up and gets more money and learns how to use it as a tool, what happens is it expands into more money, because it's an expander. and it's an amplifier. Okay. So everyone sitting in this conversation and hearing this right now, all of you have good intentions towards what it is that you want to create. If you were to accumulate wealth, right? And with money, you want to recirculate it back into your communities and your businesses to create good. And so that is an amplifier. So when more money comes to you, then when you give it, that intention is going to be passed on behind the money, and the flow on effects are going to be compounded, and just you won't even know. You won't even know. I still have people who DM me on Instagram now who will be like, oh, Diana, I was watching some of your old videos on your feed, and I'll just, like it just impacted or made me see a perspective a little bit differently than I ever did before. And it really opened my eyes to think differently. And I would have made that video maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I never would have imagined that somebody would have gone and watched it and then reached out and told me how it help them in their journey, So you just because you're not aware, or someone doesn't always tell you about the impact you're making, just know that that is absolutely the reality of what's happening here, and that your mission and what it is that you're doing in life and in your businesses is actually making bigger impact than you can physically see or be aware of. All right, so money by itself is a neutral source of energy. And this also means that when you look in your bank account balance, when you think of that, or you think about the balance of debt that you have, maybe on your credit card, that balance doesn't mean anything about you. It's just there. It's neutral. Think about if you're thinking about debt and you feel bad about that, like, oh, I have debt. That is the meaning that you are assigning to the debt. The debt by itself is a neutral energy. It's a neutral thing. It's not good and it's not bad, right? It's just there. So be mindful of the meaning that you are assigning to money. Okay. It has nothing to do with your worth. Your bank account balance doesn't make you any more or less worthy than the person next to you who might have double the amount of money in it, or double the amount of properties or assets. Okay. Because you exist, you are worthy, just like everyone else. So, all right. So how would you describe your relationship with money now? If you just had to think of one word to describe it, have a second and reflect, like, how would you describe your relationship with money? What is it? Is it that you feel disappointed in yourself? Is it that you feel empowered? Is it that you feel happy? Is it that you feel like your relationship with money is one that is like a partnership, like you're in partnership with money, that you feel really good about your relationship with money? It doesn't matter, like, whether it's whatever the word is that you come up with. It's more about just being aware of your current situation and your starting point. Okay. Because remember, our end goal is to build wealth, right? And so knowing where it is that you're starting from is so powerful, and it's the start of the journey. Okay. So how would you describe your relationship with money? And just because you feel that way now doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to feel that way. So we'll get into that in a second as well. All right, so let's talk about some money blocks. Money blocks. What is a money block? It's becoming a bit of a trendy term on socials. So a block is actually not a physical thing. It's a mental barrier or a perceived limitation. Okay, so energies that block the manifestation process need to be cleared or need to be released, because if you do not clear and release these, then it's going to stop you from building whatever it is that you desire in life. Okay. So just because you can't physically see the money block doesn't mean that it's there. It is actually in your mind. And this is why I said that wealth really begins in your mind. So some example of energies that are money blocks are anger and resentment. So maybe you are angry at your parents because when they passed away, the inheritance that they left you nothing, and you have resentment towards them for that, because every other person in your life received an inheritance and they were able to use that to pay off their mortgages or this or that, or they had life insurance policies that they inherited. And so recognizing what is coming up for you is what's important, right? So anger and resentment definitely serve as money blocks. It could be shame or guilt. Maybe you have the idea that, oh, but if I were to become wealthy, then I would feel bad because then my sister or my brother or my best friend, they wouldn't have wealth. And so I would feel so guilty holding that wealth myself, being shameful of it. Being aware of what comes up for you is really key here, if any of this. Envy and jealousy, I kind of alluded to that before, where if you see something that someone else has that you might identify as wealthy, some material possession or a position they have in life, and being envious or jealousy of that, then those emotions are definitely money blocks. You don't want to approach money with these types of energies, okay? Because it's going to stop it from flowing freely to you. And moving on to desperation and begging. So money does not respond to desperation. And it's because desperation comes from a lack of faith. And money needs faith and beliefs in order to get you there. And so being desperate and saying, oh, I have to wake up and I have to go to work because I really need this money to pay my phone bill or to pay my health insurance or whatever it is, coming and trying to build wealth through desperation, it will never work and it will never serve you. And avoidance, money avoidance, this one is really, really common. And I think that people don't realize that they have this even before all the rest of them. And that is, are you avoiding receiving money? So have you set up processes in your business so that way it's harder for customers to pay you? Or maybe you have the belief that money changes people. And so money will make you a greedy person if you have it. And so you purposefully or not subconsciously avoid it. Or money is the root of all evil. People who have money, they obviously got it because they went and they hurt other people. You can receive money without hurting other people. So that is absolutely not true. And so all of this is just to make you aware of blocks that you might have around money. And so just take note of what is coming up for you. I know that this stuff can be a bit heavy, but if you feel like there's some things coming up for you, if you messed up in the past, what you do is you just say, I forgive myself. Just recognize that it is there. Say that you forgive yourself and that purpose yourself to move on from it, okay? Because living in the past, just because you did something in the past and just because you felt that way in the past doesn't mean that you have to show up as that same person today or tomorrow, okay? So every day when you wake up, you get a new start. It is a chance. Actually, it's not even every day, it's every hour of life. You get a new chance to show up as the version of you that you want to be in that moment. And so living in your past, which is something that a lot of people do, is they're not able to just let go and free themselves of maybe past mistakes or situations or experiences that have brought up these emotions. It's robbing you of your future. And so I just encourage you to forgive yourself, to recognize it, to forgive yourself, to say, you know what, I'm moving on. Just because I was that way today doesn't mean I'm going to be that same person tomorrow. When that situation comes again or it happens again, I'm going to show up differently because I'm going to be aware of what it is that is coming up for me and decide, is that serving me? Is the way that I feel about money best serving me and my mission and my purpose and what it is that I'm trying to accomplish in life? And do I want to take that forward into my future? It is absolutely your decision. And when you start this journey, as you go deeper into it, you're going to realize how powerful you actually are. You have so much power within you. And I think that the awareness of it is just something that is really exciting. And as you start to notice, just sit back and just notice the patterns that come up in life when it comes towards wealth and money, and also the narratives that the media, the news, social media are all trying to, project onto us, the behaviors that they want us to show. Like, for example, the media, they don't really want you to feel like you have enough, right? Think about marketing and advertising. It's all built around psychology. Like, marketers are like little mini psychologists when it comes to getting people to buy and how to do that, the words to say, the images to use, the sounds, things like that, right? And so the whole point of marketing and the media is to get you to buy more things. But do you actually need the things? Do you actually, it's not even about need. Do you want the things? Just because, and because I'm a tax accountant, just because someone's posting an end of financial year sale doesn't mean that you need to go out and buy that thing, whatever that is, okay? Think about, is it something that you actually truly desire? Or is it the belief that someone else is putting onto you because they want to influence your behavior and your beliefs and the way that you feel about yourself? Of course, they want you to feel like you never have enough, because if you never have enough, then you will go out and buy more. So just be aware of this. Okay, so the wealth journey all starts with who you are. You attract in life what it is that you are. So going back to the beginning of the conversation, talking about how money is energy, and energy vibrates at a certain frequency, right? So we are all vibrating in life, showing up in life at a certain frequency. And so like attracts like when it comes to frequencies. And so you attract what it is that you are. And so if you are not attracting the wealth or attracting the money or the success or whatever it is, the freedom, the house, the traveling that you desire, then what you need to do is change your vibration to be an energetic match to what it is that you want, and then it will come to you. So remember, that's where in your pursuit of this, you want to let go of any of those money block emotions that we were talking about. So like desperation or shame or guilt if you actually were to get what you want. You attract what it is that you are, your identity. So you are constantly being fed external messages that did not start with you. And so this journey to wealth is actually one big look inside at yourself, because you are the savior of your own wealth, if you would. It's your responsibility to take the control and take the lead when it comes to building wealth for you, for your business, for your families, for your communities. But it all starts with you, right? All of those flow-on effects, they cannot happen. And the change that you want to see and bring about cannot happen without it first starting with you. And so just being mindful of these things that are coming up is the first step to changing and vibrating at a different energy, to realign your vibration to match what it is that you truly want. We're going to talk more about that in part 2 tomorrow, actually. So what is your identity? You want to mentally and energetically remove yourself from any identities that deep down don't align with who you truly are. And this graphic, I'm going to show it because this is something that it just helped me really understand and see this on a really simple level. And this is the NLP, logical levels of change. And so the reason why we're talking about identity is because identity is one of the highest values, other than your mission, to how it is that you show up in life. Okay. So beliefs are actually second. Your identity, if you go straight to who am I and who do I want to show up in life today? And just because I was the person yesterday doesn't mean that I have to carry that on into the future. Who do you want to be? How do you want to be perceived? Who do you want to show up as? This is this conscious decision in everyday life, being aware of what your beliefs are, your beliefs that come from inside of you and what you believe to be true, and taking action that align with those beliefs is how you shift your identity. Okay. Beliefs and values will help get you there, but believing is only part of it. Having the identity of a wealthy individual, think about the person that that is someone who you aspire to be in terms of wealth. Okay. Think about their identity. Their beliefs are only part of how they got there. Their capabilities even lower below that, because if you aren't capable, then you can either learn or you can hire support to help you be more capable. Behavior and environment. That's that low level energy that everyone likes to blame is, oh, I'm just a product of my environment. Sure, maybe you are, but you don't have to stay that. How disempowering is that belief? And so to really change your financial temperature or to change your vibration, you have to think about the identity and showing up in life as the person who is an energetic match to whatever it is that you want. And that is the energy behind wealth and money. So I only show this because I found it to be something that's really easy and simple to understand. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. So hopefully you find that helpful too. All right. So reflections, wrapping up today's training. I challenge you to become an observer. You don't have to actually do anything other than sit back and just observe. Observe your money life. Are you noticing any patterns surrounding money? When you receive money into your bank account, how does that make you feel? When other people get money, how does that make you feel? When you drive by your dream house, how does that make you feel? Think about your relationship with money as your business bestie or your business partner, if you will. How can you, what you want to do is think about what your current relationship with money is. And if it is not one that you would treat your best friend with or your business partner with, then maybe think about what needs to change or what needs to shift to align with where it is that you're trying to go and what it is that you're trying to create and who it is that you want to show up as in life. So how do you describe your current relationship with money? What meaning are you assigning to money? Is money good? Is money bad? What does that look like? What is coming up for you? And it will be different for everyone. And like I said in the beginning, this is very non-judgmental space because we're all here to learn and to go through this journey together. What toxic money behaviors were you engaging in up until this point? Now that you are aware and you're starting to learn about this, like, oh, actually, as I scroll my TikTok feed, I actually find that it doesn't make me feel very good because it's just full of a bunch of people who have all the things, like celebrities that have all the things that I don't have. And it really makes me feel like I'm not worthy or I'm not good enough because I don't have what they have. So what toxic money behaviors are you engaging with up until now? And what healthy behaviors, because actually we all have healthy behaviors too at the same time. So the law of polarity, both polarities exist in life. So what healthy behaviors do you have towards money? When you see someone who just had a 6-figure launch or whatever it is, do you celebrate with them? Are you actually happy for them? Knowing that, wow, I'm witnessing that. So that means that that vibration is actually in my realm. So that means that that is possible for them. It's possible for me too. What healthy behaviors do you have towards money? And after you reflect on all of that, what needs to shift? What needs to shift for you to show up as the identity of the person who already has whatever it is that you want? What is it that you want? What is wealth to you? What is money to you? Who is the identity of the person that has it already? And what steps or what needs to change or what needs to shift in order to get you there? So that wraps up the first part of our Money Energetics Masterclass. Thank you so much, everyone who joined live. It was really exciting to have all you, and to everyone who's watching the recording. I know there are tons of you who will catch the recording. Thank you so much for going on this journey. And I will meet you back here for part 2 tomorrow, same time, same place. So watch this space. I hope you all got a lot out of it, and I will catch you next time.